a rounded individual I am. Ha! Ke tlhagile ka 2000 lefatsheng. Jacob Zuma, Winnie Mandela, and Verwoerd. Freedom Charter. It's about freedom. Whole families and bloodlines were wiped off the face of the earth. I don't know. I dropped history in grade 9. Yeah, turning against your people. And you call it, guys, what the hell is going on? This is why we don't make a substance, because they make an ass out of you and me. Hey, bitch, let's stop talking to these brews, right? Nobody better than me.
You make it look like it's magic. I see nobody but you. I'm never confused. Hey, I'm so used to being used. So I love when I'm unexpected, 'cause I hate when I'm
Testing. It's been a while since I've sat down. On this channel. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time you are watching this. I am siphebasi, and yeah, I'm slightly looking this way because I want to face my laptop. I'm back with another video. Exams are over, and so I just put my finger right on it. Exams are over, and so yeah, it's back to not doing anything, not having a life, not having a career, not having a father. I'm back to just being me. I have nothing to do. My life starts when the World Cup games start. So in the morning, in the afternoon, there's nothing I have going for me. Yeah, man, I think on this channel and my other social media accounts, I've shown you guys, how gorgeous I am, how funny I am, how resilient I am with the diabetes series. I've shown you guys all these different sides of my personality, but I don't think I've ever shown you guys my big brain, right? So I thought, what would be a fun way for me to show you guys my big brain, and still, I can't wait to take these braids out. Like, and my hairline grew, so that's nice. What would be a fun way for me to show you guys my big brain? And yeah, I thought about doing like I don't think I need to shout because I have a mic on, but I thought about doing a Are You Smarter Than a High Schooler series, and yeah, I went through some sites looking for general knowledge quizzes because I thought the first episode of the series should be general knowledge, so that I show you guys what a rounded individual I am. You know what I mean? It's not just my right side or my left side brain that works. It's all the sides. It's all the lobes, right, of this globe, right? So I went through some sites looking for a like a general knowledge type of thing. But I did search South Africa specifically because when I was in high school, when we used to do the provincial general knowledge quizzes, it used to be like not only South African based information, but the context was more like, okay, for South Africans or South African students or whatever. So why this thing? So it's from Pro Profs quizzes, and it's for grade 6, 7, 8, and 9s. So if I don't do well, it's not gonna look good, right? It's 40 questions. I'm gonna get through them quickly, and yeah, let's hope, right? So the first question, what is that? Oh, I'm charging my laptop. Oh, Oh, yes, guys, I'm finally using my expensive laptop. What would I know about the price? Because I didn't buy it. Um, so let's start. Do I press start quiz? Okay. Who was the first black president of South Africa? This is very obvious. I don't have to read the other options. I don't need to do that, right? Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. Haya Twanandi Wena. Oh, they give you the answers immediately. So I'm going to know immediately if I'm doing well or not. Okay. What is the predominant religion in South Africa? Predominant, I think, would be Christianity. I think that's easy. Nice one. Apparently, around 80% of the. Oh, this is so cool, y'all. So when you answer, they give you the answer, right? And then they give you like some facts at the bottom. I'm worried about the lighting, but it's fine. This is my channel. I do what I want. So 80% of the population identifies as Christian in South Africa. That's cool. That's cool. Um, Third question. What is a famous mountain range in South Africa? The Drakensberg, Andes, the Alps, or Rockies? Has to be Drakensberg. 3 out of 3. Okay. What you know about me? What you? Why? Say, Iana. What you know about me? 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 What book did Nelson Mandela write about his life? My Life in Africa, Long Walk to Freedom, Apartheid and Me, and The Struggle for Justice. I feel like the movies were all called Long Walk to Freedom, so that's the only logical. 4 out of 4, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? 100%. What are the two major ethnic groups in South Africa? Khoisan and Ndebele, Shona and Swazi, Swana and Soto. Has to be Zulu and Xhosa because I think there's like millions of Zulu people in this country. So it has to be, of course, um, the Zulu with over 10 million members are known for their warrior history. The Xhosas numbering around 8 million. That's a lot. That is a lot. What is the national flower of South Africa? Baobab. Baobab. Okay, whatever that's called. Marula for the Amarula. Strelitzia. It's definitely Protea. You know, these grade 9s, they don't know this stuff, man. These grade 9s don't know this stuff, man. Which countries did Mkhonto Caesar operate from? Zambia, Angola, and Mozambique. Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Egypt. Germany, France, UK, India, Pakistan, China. Let's say Zambia, Angola, and Mozambique because they're the closest to. You know what I mean? These are the countries that are closest to us, anyways. So, yeah, I'm too smart, man. I'm too good at this. Like, when did Nelson Mandela become president? In 94. Of course. These grade 8s don't know this, man. How many provinces does South Africa have? 12. Ah! Sure. South Africa has 9 provinces. Free State, Western Cape, Gqeberha, Northern Cape, Northwest, Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga, Limpopo. I don't know why I said 12. Um, okay. What is the name of South Africa's national football team? That's Bafana Bafana. The other options were Springboks, Proteas, Warriors. So that's other sports. Bafana Bafana is the correct answer. I was so confident about the provinces thing. Phew, that is not cute. What happened during the Soweto uprising on June 16th, 1976? Students protested against Afrikaans in schools. Nelson Mandela was released from prison. apartheid laws were abolished, a new constitution was introduced. So it's the students, it's the Afrikaans. I didn't watch Sarafina every single year for over 10 years to not know the answer to that. Right? Of course. Not sure why it took that long for it to respond to that. Who is Desmond Tutu? A South African anti-apartheid activist, a former South African president, a Nobel Peace Prize winning scientist, a famous soccer player. Obviously, Desmond Tutu is a soccer player. He's an anti-apartheid activist. I like these, man. Besides the provinces thing, it's reinforcing my belief in how smart I am. What did President Thabo Mbeki and his health minister mislead the public about? Unemployment, climate change, corruption. It is HIV and AIDS. We lost many people during his term, right? Between the taking a shower and the beetroot and the ARVs aren't needed, and it's just a lot. South Africa has 9 provinces. This is the 14th question. South Africa has 9 provinces. Please name 3. I named them because I didn't know that would be the next question. KwaZulu-Natal, Eastern. The options here are KwaZulu-Natal, Eastern Cape, Southern Cape, Free State, and Durban Province. So obviously the correct answers would be KwaZulu-Natal, Eastern Cape, and the Free State. I don't know what Southern Cape is, and Durban Province might be a name that they used during apartheid. We don't know. 2000. How many years did Nelson Mandela spend in prison? 12, 33, 29, 27, and 25. Let's try 27. Hey! I'm just too good at this, man. I'm just too good at this. Which city is South Africa's economic hub? Pretoria, Cape Town, Durban, or it's obviously Johannesburg. It is obviously Johannesburg. What's going on at this page? This page is a bit slow. I didn't test it out before I tried this. It has to be Johannesburg. Cape Town, even us that were living in Cape Town, we couldn't afford to be there. So yeah, Johannesburg is a South African economic hub. It's known as the country's financial and business capital. Founded around the gold rush in 1886. All of that stuff, man, we already knew. That's why traffic is you could be in traffic for 2 hours. Everyone is there. That's where the money's at. That's where the money's at. Question 17. What was the purpose of the Native Land Act of 1913? It provided equal land rights, definitely not. Promoted urban development, banned farming, or restricted land ownership for Black South Africans. I feel like that is the one. It restricted land ownership. Of course. Of course. What major event occurred in March 1960? The Soweto uprising, Nelson Mandela's release, the end of apartheid, I wish, or the Sharpeville massacre. Let's say the Sharpeville massacre. I know that's right. The Sharpeville massacre occurred March 21st, 1960, when the South African police opened fire on a peaceful protest against past laws, killing 69 people and injuring over 180. Okay, just in case y'all didn't know, just in case y'all forgot. Question 19. What was the Native Land Act about? Created a new constitution, established democracy, restricted land ownership for Black South Africans, or allowed Black South Africans to own land. It's definitely all about restriction. All about restriction. That's all apartheid was about, restriction. Killing, banning, restricting. Which 3 prominent members were part of Umkhonto weSizwe? Nelson Mandela, Chris Hani, and Joe Slovo. Desmond Tutu, Oliver Tambo, and Steve Biko. Thabo Mbeki, Cyril Ramaphosa, and de Klerk. They could have at least tried. Jacob Zuma, Winnie Mandela, and Verwoerd. So it's between this option, yeah, Madiba, Le Desmond. Chris Hani. Whichever option has Chris Hani. Yes, 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 yes. Joe Slovo, Chris Hani, and Nelson Mandela. I just knew that Chris Hani had to be involved. You know, Nelson Mandela, Chris Hani, and Joe Slovo were key figures in Umkhonto weSizwe. Nelson Mandela co-founded MK, really? Provided strategic leadership before his imprisonment. Chris Hani became a prominent commander, leading military operations. Joe Slovo, a white anti-apartheid activist and Communist Party leader, played a critical role in coordinating MK's activities and promoting unity. That's nice. That's cute. Umkhonto weSizwe existed from. I feel like Umkhonto weSizwe was really like all about military forces and like strategicness. You know what I mean? So 1950 to 1960, I don't think it would have ended that early. You know, I don't. 1976 to 85, I feel like 85 is still very early. 1990 to 2000, I feel like 1990 is too late. Or 1961 to 1994. I think 90, yeah, I feel like 1961 to 94 would be the best option because 61 is still early, no? They needed to fight. But 94 is like, okay, now black people can vote, you know, and then obviously, yeah, you know what I mean. If it's anything else, I don't know. I just feel like the other options, the timing, it's either way too early and ended too early, or wow, this site is slow, y'all, because I have uncapped Wi-Fi, okay? My Wi-Fi is a bit slow though, I don't want to lie. I'm waiting for it to clock my answer. And it's taking its own damn time. Is damn a swear word? Can I say damn on your job? I haven't used these in so long. I only use them during exams because I'm in front of my laptop. Because you can see the blue. Can you guys see the blue lights when I do this? I'm not sure, but it's to protect my diabetic eyes from too much screen time. My eyes get tired very quickly. Yes, Umkhonto weSizwe operated from 1961 to 1994 as the armed wing of the ANC. So you understand, they at that point wouldn't think they needed an armed wing. It was formed as a response to the Sharpeville massacre, which happened in 1960. So it makes sense that it would start at 1961. MK suspended operations in 1990 and officially disbanded in 94 when South Africa transitioned to democracy. What were the two Dutch colonies that fought against Britain? I don't know. Zululand and Limpopo, Western Cape and Eastern Cape, Cape Colony and Natal, Orange Free State and Transvaal. Zululand was not a Dutch colony. I don't know, man. Orange Free State and Transvaal. I don't know. What you know about me? The Orange Free State and Transvaal were two independent Boer republics that fought against British colonial rule in the late 19th century. Okay, makes sense then, I guess. Nzatini, like Nzatini. What is the Freedom Charter? A document outlining apartheid laws, a statement of core principles of the anti apartheid movement, South Africa's current constitution, a law enforcing segregation. Is the constitution called the Freedom Charter? This is why I don't engage when people are busy talking about using big names on Twitter because, ha! Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. So I chose South Africa's current constitution because I didn't know. So the Freedom Charter, adopted in 1955, for those who are like me and didn't know, by the Congress of the People outlined the vision for a democratic, non-racial South Africa. So it is a statement of core principles of the anti-apartheid movement. That's fair, man. Makes sense. You know what I mean? Freedom, charter. It's about freedom, anti-apartheid. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. What question number 24? What did the Truth and Reconciliation Commission do? Investigated human rights violations, created South Africa's constitution, ended apartheid, or punished apartheid era criminals. Unfortunately, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission did not punish anyone. You know what? I just don't think to tell someone if you confess all your sins, all will be forgiven. I don't think anyone had the right to make those decisions because real people were hurt. People lost their kids, people lost their husbands, people lost their mothers. Our whole families and bloodlines were wiped off the face of the earth. Okay, whole lineages were wiped off the face of the earth. Truth and Reconciliation Commission, it investigated human rights violations. That's all it did. It didn't punish any. Did it punish anyone? Was anyone punished? Was anyone punished? Let me not shout actually, because it's not y'all's fault. It's not your fault. So let me not shout. Yeah, the TRC, I was right. The TRC was established in 95 to address human rights violations. It was a crucial part of South Africa's transition to democracy, allowing victims to testify about abuses and perpetrators to seek amnesty by confessing their sins. Bro, like, you understand that as long as you don't, like, taking accountability is one thing, but if you're not punished for the things that you, which treaty ended the second Anglo-Boer War in 1902? I don't know. I dropped history in grade 9, and we didn't do South African history like that, like this, or did we? That's probably why I dropped, because I don't know anything and I was failing. The Treaty of Pretoria, the Treaty of Vereniging, the Treaty of Bloemfontein, the Treaty of Joburg. All I remember from history class in grade 9 was the Treaty of Versailles. Wait, see, the Treaty of Versailles. Let's Anglo-Boer. Okay, so that question about Transvaal thing, right? The Transvaal, what? The answer was like Bloemfontein, I think, and Orange Farm. Orange Farm sounds like a place that's in Vereniging. So between Vereniging and Bloemfontein, the Treaty of Vereniging, the Treaty of Bloemfontein. But there's a lot of historical statues in town here in Bloem. So let me say the Treaty of Bloemfontein. It's the Treaty of Vereniging. It made sense though. I was thinking like Orange Farm. Yes, the Orange Free State and the South African Republic, which is Transvaal. Ah, I knew it. I knew it. Oh gosh. My brain is big, guys, but it can't carry all the information. You know what I mean? What did Steve Biko found? What did Steve Biko found in 1969? What did Steve Biko found? The African National Congress, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the Economic Freedom Fighters. It's obviously the Black Consciousness Movement. Peaks did the things, you know. Steve Biko founded the Black Consciousness Movement in 1969 to empower Black South Africans psychologically and politically against oppression. He emphasized self reliance, dignity, and pride in African heritage, arguing that apartheid's success depended on Black inferiority complexes. Through student organizations and speeches, Biko encouraged resistance and unity amongst marginalized communities. His philosophy influenced anti apartheid activism despite his tragic death in. Was it, do we call it death or do we call it murder? In police custody in 1977, his movement led the foundation for later protests, contributing to the eventual liberation of South Africa. I read the full thing because I feel like you guys should hear that. We love people around here. What did the Bantu Education Act declare? equal education for all, limited education for Black South Africans, mandatory English instructions, or free education, obviously limited education, all of it really. Limits, yes, it declared that Black South Africans would receive a deliberately inferior education designed to limit their social and economic mobility. That's what they did, and that's what they continue to do. Which two colors are missing from the South African flag? Blue and white, black and red, pink and brown, purple and orange. I don't know what that means, but we already have blue and white. We already have black and red. Red is the blood, blue is the sky, white is something, black is something, purple and orange. Did that old did the old um apartheid flag have purple and orange? Maybe they mean like what what two colors are missing from the South African flag? Maybe they mean the colors that let's say purple and orange. I don't know. I don't know what this question means. And I got it right because I am a genius. The South African flag consists of 6 colors: black, green, yellow, red, blue, and white, but lacks purple and orange. It was designed in 94 and it symbolizes national unity after apartheid. Don't tell me about the Y shape. Like, okay, so that was just a question about what colors can't you see. I'm not going to read the rest of it because I don't care. Who won the Nobel Peace Prize together with Nelson Mandela? Thabo Mbeki, no. Desmond Tutu, no. Jacob Zuma does not have a Nobel Peace Prize. Or de Klerk, of which because I don't, it makes no. Nelson Mandela shared the 1993 Nobel Peace Prize with Frederick William de Klerk, South Africa's last apartheid era president. De Klerk played a crucial role in negotiating the end of apartheid, lifting the ban on South Africa, releasing Mandela from prison. Although initially an advocate of apartheid, there's no although. De Klerk recognized its unsustainability and worked with Mandela to transition South Africa into a democratic nation. If apartheid to him was still sustainable, do you understand what I mean? The only reason is because he recognized it was unsustainable. Let me just keep quiet. Let me just keep quiet. I have a mic on and I'm shouting, which means already the volume is. When did the National Party win power and introduce apartheid laws? 1960, 1976, 1948, or 1913? I feel like it's 1913 because that's when things really went downhill in this country. Ah! 1948? Doesn't sound right to me. Then the National Party won power in 48, swiftly introducing apartheid. Swiftly. You understand? Ba emetse opportunity ya bona. Ba e bona ntho. Swiftly introducing apartheid laws to institutionalize racial segregation. Apartheid classified South Africans into racial categories and restricted Black citizens from voting, owning land in certain areas, and accessing quality education and jobs. When I chose a multiple choice quiz, general knowledge, and said South Africa, I didn't think it was going to give me South African history and like it squat me. It's make me very quiet from the beginning. What is the legislative capital of South Africa? Pretoria, Cape Town, Joburg, or Durban? Isn't it Pretoria and Cape Town and Bloemfontein? What is the legislative capital of South Africa? Isn't it? Let's say Pretoria, but last I checked, it was Cape Town, Pretoria, and Bloem. Or am I wrong? Oh wow, you're kind of slow. This quiz is cool, but I was hoping for like not a history based general knowledge quiz. Oh, it's Cape Town. Oh, this is so. Okay. Let me tell you guys why I thought what I thought. The answer is Cape Town. I got it wrong. The legislative capital of South Africa is Cape Town. The country has three capital cities. Pretoria is the executive. Bloemfontein is the judicial. Cape Town is the legislative. You understand? You understand? That is why my answer was wrong because my information was correct, but my information was just in case y'all thought I was. Anyways, as I was saying, I really thought it was gonna give me a general knowledge quiz that is within the concept, like the context of South Africa, like for South African students. But I didn't think it was gonna give me a history based. It's really making me angry. Who fought in the first frontier war in 1779? How would I know? Dutch settlers and Xhosa people, British and Zulu warriors, the Boer and the British, Khoisan and Portuguese explorers. Let's say the Xhosas. The Xhosas, because the Xhosas, of course, it's the Xhosas. The first frontier war of 1979 was fought between Dutch settlers and Xhosa people in the Eastern Cape. The war erupted due to territorial disputes over grazing land along the Fish River. The Dutch expanded eastward, clashing with the Xhosa communities defending their ancestral homes. The war led to cycles of violent conflicts lasting for nearly a century. And then abantu bayathanda ukuthi like, oh, amaXhosa, you're turning against your people, anikho loyal. Do you understand what a century is? We fought over a century. Anyways, although the Dutch had firearms, the Xhosa people resisted fiercely using guerrilla tactics. Okay? These wars set the stage for later conflicts with British colonial forces. The Eastern Cape remains historically significant. Gqeberha remains. Is it Gqeberha, guys? Or is Gqeberha the name of a city? I'm spreading misinformation on my channel. Gqeberha remains historically significant as it was a central battleground for resistance against European expansion. Just in case you guys didn't know, now you know. Okay. What percentage of the vote did the ANC win in 1994? 50%, 62%, 75%, or 90%? Let's say 62 because it's not 90. Of course, it's 62 because I'm a genius. In South Africa's first democratic elections in 1994, the where's this accent coming from? The ANC won 62% of the vote, securing a parliamentary majority. This victory allowed Nelson Mandela to become the country's first black president, marking the official end of apartheid. The ANC's campaign focused on racial reconciliation. This reconciliation word makes me sick. Economic transformation and rebuilding institutions. The 62% majority enabled the party to implement key policies, including land reforms and housing projects. The election saw an 86% voter turnout, reflecting a widespread enthusiasm for democracy. I wonder what it is now. I wonder how much it is right now. Just guys, please just go vote. Please vote. Please guys, please vote. Despite challenges, the ANC won. The ANC's win symbolized a new era of freedom and governance in South Africa. How many racial groups were distinguished by apartheid law? 2, 3, 4, or 5? It's either 3 or 4 because it's either 3 or 4, all right? Because it was white, Bantu, colored. But I'm thinking now, were Indian people and like Asians were Asian, let me not say Indian people. Were Asians considered colored? Let's say 4, because I don't think Asians were considered colored. Also, like maybe Abelungu, they just don't care. Maybe everyone is just black to them. Oh, the reason the sites are so slow is because as you answer, it puts you on a ranking according to, like, you get points, I guess. You get points for every question you answer correctly and wrong. And right now, I'm ranked 17th out of 100 people. I have 650 points. So I think the sites are slow because it's doing unnecessary things on the side. Like, why are you like, why are you doing all of this? What? And I have six more questions left. Like, why are you doing all of this? Why are you showing me my ranking? And I don't care about all of this. Yeah, it's four. Blacks. Why did I say blacks like that? White, black, African. I don't even. I think this quiz is just re-radicalizing me. I'm not impressed. I'm not happy. I'm not impressed. I'm not happy. It's taking so long to show that my answer's right, and I know that my answer's right. Or maybe it's giving me a chance to change my answer. Is it not three? Am I wrong by saying four? I don't know. I choose four. It's not giving me a response. So I'm going to move on. Question 35. Which South African leader was instrumental in drafting the Freedom Charter in 1955? Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Albertina Sisulu, or Joe Slovo? It's Sisulu, baby. It's Sisulu, baby. Walter Sisulu. Of course, it's Sisulu. In 1955, a document that outlined the vision for a democratic South Africa was drafted by a key figure, Walter Sisulu. The charter was adopted by the Congress of the People, a multi-racial coalition, and later became the foundation for anti-apartheid. Guys, this question about racial groups, it's not like it's not coming right. I'm just gonna move on because I'm even hungry right now. All the anger that's boiling up in my body is making me hungry. Question 36. What was the primary reason behind the 1922 Rand Rebellion? Labor rights disputes, taxation laws, land expropriation, or political reforms? Rand Rebellion. Let's say labor rights disputes. I don't know. Like, what? Rand Rebellion. Rand Rebellion sounds like what we should have done when we found out about all these banks that were manipulating the Rand. That's what it sounds like. Let me read it for you guys because I didn't know this. In 1922, Rand Rebellion was a violent labor strike led by white mine workers in Johannesburg. It was triggered by economic downturns and job losses due to the introduction of cheaper black labor in the mines. I'm not going to read the rest of that. It led to what? The Smuts government responded with military forces, leading to over 200 deaths. Do you understand what 200? Do you understand 200? Wow, that's crazy. How many people are estimated to be living with HIV in South Africa? 1 million, 2.5 million, 5.7 million, or 8 or 7.5 million? I'll say 7.5 because last I checked it was 8 million. Ah! It's 5.7 million people in South Africa. It's not 7.5. I'm not going to read all this. When last was I need to check the date that this thing was set up in 2025, which was last year. So the information is accurate. Okay, so 5.7 million. Wow. That's that's something special. Oh, no. That's I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that. When did South Africa become a republic? In 1931, in 1994, in 1948, or 1961? I'm assuming because the National Party won the election in 40 something, right? The question I got wrong, maybe before 1940s. So let's try 1931. Ah! Guys, what the hell is going on? Okay, so the correct answer is 1961. This is why we don't make assumptions, because they make an ass out of you and me. South Africa became a republic on May 31st, 1961, after a white only, of course, referendum in 1960 approved the move to sever ties from the British monarchy. This change led to the establishment of the Republic of South Africa, replacing Queen Elizabeth II as the head of state with a president, whatever that means. The decision was largely driven by the ruling National Party, which sought to reinforce apartheid policies without British interference. Okay, makes sense. Like they wanted to keep oppressing, right? And the British weren't letting them do that, right? So they were like, you know what, hey, bitch, let's stop talking to these brews, right? Let's cut off connections with these brews, and then we can do whatever the hell we want, right? However, the new republic faced international opposition and was subsequently excluded from the Commonwealth. It was only in 1994, after apartheid ended, that South Africa rejoined the Commonwealth as a democratic nation. Wow. I've learned a lot, but I've also just like in from the beginning now. What is the highest mountain peak in South Africa? These are the kinds of questions I thought I was gonna get. General knowledge about like stuff we see with our eyes, like what's the big five? I'm an elephant and I'm a rhino, a lion. I don't even know what the big five is. What is the highest mountain peak in South Africa? Table Mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro, 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 Tabana Ntlenyana. You wouldn't know that I'm so tall, right? Or Mafadi, it's not Table Mountain. Table Mountain is not the highest mountain peak. Is Kilimanjaro even in South Africa? It's not. I've never heard of Tabana Ntlenyane. Sounds like something in Lesotho. So let's say Mafadi. Of course, it's Mafadi because I'm a genius. Mafadi at 3,450 meters, which is 11,319 feet, is the highest mountain peak in South Africa and is located in the Drakensberg range. Although Taba Ntlenyana is the highest peak in southern Africa, it is in Lesotho. Man, I'm just like, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on. And the last question is, when was the Bantu Education Act published? 1948, 1953, 1961, 1976. So in the 1940s, I get it, in the 1940s, the National Party won, right? And in that answer, it did say they swiftly changed policies. But I think 48 is too early. 61 is too late. 76 is way too late. So let's say 1953. Hey, I man. No one, nobody better than me. The Bantu Education Act of 1953 was designed to control and limit the education of Black South Africans, ensuring they remained a laboring underclass. Ba-succeed ke bona phofu. Ba-wina phofu. Cela nivote guys. November is close. So that's the last question. But how many? I think I only got 2 wrong. Or maybe I got 5 wrong because I didn't get the Freedom Charter question right. I didn't get the province. I can't believe there's ha! I got 7 questions wrong. What? My total score is 75 out of 100%. 75. You know what? Like I'm angry. I got 32 questions right. 7 questions wrong. 7 questions wrong. I don't remember that. Oh wow, this is crazy. I am ranked seventh out of 100 people in South Africa. I'm seventh out of the people that took this quiz. And they give me a certificate of completion. Wow, this is so cool, guys. Um, Definitely the next episode of this. Are you smart? Are you are you smarter than a high schooler? Like this is a talk show, like a game show. Um, the next one will definitely not be about apartheid and things that are angering me, things that are triggering me. This is actually such a triggering thing, and I think it has shown me that as much as I'm an adult, right? Because I am an adult, I can vote. I've been legible, legible. Is it legible? I've been able to vote for many, many years. I think we take that thing of I'm an adult too seriously, and we think we know all, when clearly we all, well, I only know 75% of the information. But we get into debates, guys, online with people that think because they are adults and because they've been on this planet, in this country, living this life for 40 years and 30 years and 50 years, baba right, right, guys. I thought I knew all. I thought I knew it all. I thought I was a genius. I am still a genius. Um, but it's very important to fact check. It's very important because not everybody has a big brain like me. You understand? Very important to fact check, guys, and that is with everything. And it's very important to remind yourself of where we come from so that you fight harder to make sure that we don't go back to that. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching my episode. I'm so worried that the amount of shouting that I did was interrupting this, but hopefully because I put it this low and not up here, it's not too bad. Right now, I'm gonna undo these braids, darling, because you can see they are short. You can see they are short. Like lady one and two. Ooh, ooh, I just pulled. Ooh! Okay, thanks for watching, y'all. See you, yo. See you on the next episode. Let's see if we'll continue with this series. And if you have links to a different kind of quiz, because I will try the general knowledge thing on a different site. I don't think this site understood when I said South Africa, I didn't mean history. I just meant general knowledge. But you understand, like the context of. So if you do know of a site where a girl can get a different one, then let me know. But yeah, otherwise, thanks for watching.